Discuss the political party defections and fear of emerging one-party system. I'm now joined by Arise News politics editor Sumner Sambo. Thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight.
Thank you so much.
You know, for a country that parties multi-party system, and you hear governors saying they are aligning with the center, you have to wonder what's attracting them to the center. What's at the center? What do they mean when they say they want to align to the center? Do you understand their reasons?
Well, let me start by saying that it's a strategy by the governing party to actually attract all other political parties to it, especially when incumbents are going for re-election. I mean, whatever President Tinubu is doing right now, it's exactly what President Obasanjo did in 2003. I mean, entering into all sorts of alliances, trying to coerce some who don't want to get in. I mean, it's just like in 2003, going into the election, you had Obasanjo, you know, having 21 PDP governors endorsing him. And then you had 4 out of, you know, the 6 Alliance for Democracy governors, AD governors, endorsing Obasanjo. In the Southwest. Yeah, in the Southwest. It was only Governor Lam Adesina and Governor Bola Tinubu then of Lagos, Oyo and Lagos, who refused to actually endorse Obasanjo then. And then, you know, with all other things that happened, you could see how 2003 ended. So it's the same playbook that's going on. And President Tinubu, I mean, you can give it to him, he's been a very good politician, working with all these governors who are tasty for what is at the center. And what's at the center is just simply the federal protection, federal might. They're thinking that if there's going to be a rigging at the center, from the center, it won't get to you. You will shore up your support. But how many of these governors are actually popular in their states? Because, I mean, some of them are also banking on Tinubu's credibility to be able to win their elections. It's because they are unsure of themselves. Having governed for 4 years or 8 years, that's why they are running to the governing party. If not, I don't see any governor who's very popular who would want to say until they get to the center before they're able to. Are you not getting all your allocations that you're supposed to get? I mean, we run a federal system. Statutorily, the presidency cannot deny any governor of his or her monthly allocations. So what is making you to run to the center? To get what? In terms of projects, the president must, by law, spread projects across the whole country. And if you're a political party that's in the opposition, you can continue to build. If President Tinubu, then as governor in 2003, despite Obasanjo's political machinery, refused to go with Obasanjo in 2003, why are some of these governors, you know, especially like the South states, falling head over heels to get to the center? Well, it means our democracy, the state of health of our democracy right now needs to be probed, because it was never the intention of the founding fathers of our democratic practice for everybody to go the same way. If not, why did we all fight against the military? Because the military was a one-party state. We could have as well continued. So
and avoided elections.
Avoided elections. I mean, why do we even need to spend more money to run 2027 election if everybody is going? Let all the governors just decide to go to APC and we'll have one state, one party state, and go ahead.
Hopefully
but it won't even help the president.
You know, you have consistently said that it is not in the best interest of the president to have one party state.
It won't help. It's an implosion that is coming up ahead in
how does that work? Because the president will be happy to have more states under him. So how does that not work in his favor? Okay,
right now everybody is rushing to the APC, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it could work for President Tinubu because he needs to come back. But what happens in 2031? All these same people who are rushing to the APC are the ones who are going to betray President Tinubu in 2031, when he would then want to impose his own candidate. And that's when they'll play full-fledged politics with him. And we've seen this happening over time, especially incumbents. Yes, is it the right of the South to actually continue till 2031? Yes. You know, based on the way we play our politics, it actually works and all of that. But can these governors still remain in their parties and support President Tinubu if they want to do? Yes. We've seen that happening in the past when opposition governors would team up and deliver the president at the center. But the president in that pact will also allow them to continue to play their own local politics, because all politics is local. And you see, the strategy that Tinubu is using is the same strategy that Jonathan used in 2011. We actually have two formats of election winning at the presidential level in Nigeria. So you either have the Northwest, the Northeast, the North Central, and then you pick a zone in the South, either the Southwest or the Southeast or the South-South, and then you win 4/6. Or you do the strategy that Jonathan did in 2011, get all the 3 southern states and then pick 3 southern zones, and then pick one region in the north. Central, and this is what Tinubu is doing. You can see that he's close marking on the Southwest, the South-South, the Southeast, and then the North Central is all his now, with the appointment of the APC national chairman, INEC chairman, and then of course the person in charge of NNPC GMD from Kwara, Kogi, Plateau. President Tinubu has already put in place the structure to win 2027 clearly, like it happened in 2011. So he's been doing very, very well.
In other words, you're saying the North Central people will reward him for appointing the
if you were the one, what will you do?
Just to clarify that.
Because he's done pretty very well politically.
All right.
But is it good for the health of democracy if everybody continues to jump ship to the APC? I can tell you that it doesn't even help the president.
They're telling us we have to wrap, but there's a very important question.
Okay.
And very briefly, please. I mean, shouldn't the political parties in the opposition also take some blames here for what is happening? And, you know, it's very interesting that you bring up what the president told politicians. The June 12th speech on the floor of the Nigerian Senate, he did tell them that when I was in opposition, I was the last man standing. I refused to defect. What does that say about the kind of politicians we have now? And then should political parties take some blame? And then finally, in the national legislature, we have a supermajority. I don't recall in my years in journalism of having a supermajority in the Nigerian Senate. I may be wrong. How important is this? How dangerous is it?
The PDP had it at some point. Okay. The game plan.
This number?
I mean, the game plan is almost the same thing like the APC is trying to aim. At some point, the PDP had almost about 27 to 28 states, and almost everybody was head over heels in love with the PDP. But where's the PDP today? The major problem that we have at this one is that these political parties are not united, even the opposition. Now, if you want to defeat an incumbent political party, you can do that. But if you are united, go and say what happened. The Orange Coalition in Malawi, where we had Mwai Kibaki and all of that in those days, they all came together. But the fear also that I have, assuming for the purpose of academic purpose that the coalition that is being put in place even comes together and they're able to defeat President Tinubu in 2027, that coalition will not last before 2031. Because there will be of strange bedfellows. So they have to build a political movement that woos the people, not defectors. And I'm not seeing that happening, but the policy that the APC is using is wooing defectors who will now eventually bring the people to it. The opposition is supposed to be wooing the people and not the defectors, people who have power at hand right now. Are we seeing that happening? We're not seeing a united opposition. So if the APC does win, I mean, nobody should blame them. But is it too late? No. It can happen, but it can only happen when you see the signs, like it happened in 2014 with 7 governors breaking away from the PDP. Are you seeing those signs? You're not seeing those signs in the coalition. Peter Obi, nobody knows which party he is. Atiku Abubakar, as we speak, doesn't have party, just like Doyo Diri too, who's an elected person who doesn't have a political party. And INEC should be looking at these things. How can an elected person not have a political party?
A second-term governor.
That is a violation of the Constitution, because a political party brought you to power. There's no provision for independent candidacy. So what's Governor Doye Diri's party now? That's why I'm saying that the state of our health, of our democratic health right now, needs to be questioned.
Okay.
If not, let's all go into one-party state, just like the military handed over to us in 1999.
Interesting perspective, and always interesting to have you here, Somna Sambo, politics editor at Arise News. Thank you very much.